So we're going to change the inner tie rod. Apparently there's a lot of play in there, and while we're at it, I said to my son, change these gaiters in case they've deteriorated, because it's done 110,000 miles, so we'll get them done as well. And we changed this before the track rod end, but so we won't be changing that one, but we're going to change the other side as well, and then get it all tracked up. So what we're going to do is just clean up around there with a wire brush, so you can see your thread clearly there. And then we're going to measure from there to there, because we want to keep them measurements. We don't want the tracking vastly out, because it'll rip the tyres out. Just trying to show you here, you can either measure the amount of thread coming out with your tape measure, like so, from the nut to the end of the thread, like so, right? Or if you want to be really precise, I mean, so we're going to get it tracked up anyway, you can use your vernier gauge to the outer, from the inner to the outer. We've worked it out, it's about to there 12.5, I think, something like that. So we're going to write that down on a piece of paper and then proceed. 21mm, you hold that on the track rod end, see that? There's a nice flat bit there. 21 anti-clockwise, this is a 22 for the actual nut there, right? Anti-clockwise, simple, that's it. Undo that like that, so we just hold that. What you can do, we've cleaned that up with a wire brush, but you can put some WD-40 on that, so that'll run a bit easier. That's it. Right, now we've got a 19mm. We'll put that on the track rod end. That's on the nut, anti-clockwise. And go as far as possible. Right, we've got it right up to the top now. You can hold it if you want, if it starts spinning around, with a 5mm Allen key, which slots in there, and we cleared that out with a wire brush. You want it just raised up like that, and now what we're going to do is hit that with a mallet and try and force that down. One of these Thor hammers, so we don't damage any thread. We've got that with a nylon bush on the end, or one of these with a copper end like that. So we're going to give it a slight tap now to the side, right, and then because we've put the nut right to the top, we're not going to damage the track rod end. So now we're going to hit that down, whack it, and again. That's it, it's gone. Good. So that hasn't damaged anything. Now we can release the nut a bit more, and that, in theory, should pop out. I'll just get the mallet again. Done. Perfect. How easy was that? So we just unwind that now. We're going to keep this track rod in because this is a good one. That's the one we done about 4 months ago. Take that right the way off. Nice. What we found is the metal band, the locking band, wasn't there, right? So I'm going to use these like jeweller's tin snips, small tin snips, or you could use like a Stanley knife, because obviously we're going to just cut this off now. So we're going to go all the way up, but I think it's easier with a blade, nice sharp blade. I'm going to cut down. Look at that, that's easier. Cut right the way down, right the way up the top. Now there's going to be a metal clip thing at the top, which we're going to have to get to and cut that off. There's your joint in there, see it? Nice. Right, we're getting in from the other side there now, because what we found, we need to, see with the blade, cut this gaiter right out the way, try and get underneath it, and then try and pull it. I've cut from the right hand side, now my boy's underneath, he's cutting from underneath the vehicle from the left hand side, but it is a bit keyhole surgery because, as I said, with the mirror, and then we can just pull that, as you can see the blade going in nearer to where that clip is as possible, and hopefully we can get a screwdriver in there and wedge that off. Right, now all I'm going to do now, pull it as hard as I can. That's it, she's off. Now we can see where the metal clip is. It should be a bit easier. Right, what I've managed to do, you can see there, if you get to the underside of the clip, right, then you can wedge a screwdriver, hammer it in there, just be careful you don't damage anything else, but underneath the clip, and then what we can do with the screwdriver is just lift it carefully and then snap the band off, you know, the band clip, that's what we want. Here, isn't it? Right, yeah, and then what you've got is your seal there. You just need to see that little seal, prise that open with your screwdriver, right, and then push the seal back out the way. That's all you need. Get that seal out the way, push it down the shaft. But what you want to do, the shaft you're working on, is steer it maximum the shaft so it's out more this end, so it's more exposed. Right, to be honest with you, my advice is, we've improvised. I've made my own bracket, I've tried all sorts, welding stuff up. This is what I've come to. It is a nightmare to get off, so I would advise you to buy the specialist tool, which is a bit like an exhaust clamp, but we've managed to do it. Look, so now as you see that, but I recommend buying a removal tool. That's all the parts we got from Amazon, Bilstein. So that's the tie rod end, Gaiter, and the track rod end. It's all pretty good value, that. Put the tie rod end in now. So just righty tighty, do it all the way up. Yeah. In actual fact, the ball seems really tight on there, whereas the other one does seem a bit loose, so the mechanics were probably right. Then if you want to tighten it up, I've got the special clamp thing. I just give it a little nudge to do that up. I don't think you've got to go mad with it anyway. And then the next stage after that, we slide Gaiter on like that all the way up, and then we've got to put the special clip, this nightmarish thing, and in the keyhole surgery thing at the back. So see how we get on with that. Right, now what we do, the little plastic bung thing, whatever it is, slide that up the shaft, and that clips in snug to that. Right, so you want it all the way up to where it goes home over this steering rack there, and then somehow we've got to get the clip on. Okay, what we've done, we managed to get the metal clip on, but as you can see there, I've got a mirror up the top there, that's how I'm filming it. We've also put an additional black zip tie to the back, which seemed to pull it in more and enabled us to get the metal clip up nice and tight. So that's that part done, but it is a bit keyhole surgery sort of thing. And also the Gaiter, I put a little bit of grease around it just so we could slide it on. It's easy with two people, and you put your hand in there and you sort of push it and slide it up the Gaiter, but I wouldn't say it's easy. Right, now we just get the gaiter this side and you just slide it up carefully till it goes in this groove. Right, hold on. You'll hear it pop in a minute. Pop, that's it. And then we've got the last clip which goes over there, and I might be able to use some pliers on that and then push that over the metal one. Okay, the metal clip, it is on there, not over tight because I haven't got the special tool, so I've gone over the top with it with a cable tie, which I'm going to cut off. That's not going anywhere, nice and tight, and for the amount of time we're going to keep the vehicle, that's going to last years. So reverse procedure now. Just want to put the nut on there on the end up to 12mm like we measured before, put the track rod end on and then reverse it all and put it all back in. The track rod end was 21 we held on there, so we took the measurements for that 12mm with a gauge. That's done up nice and tight. Push this back in, put a bit of copper grease on that as well, like anti-seize, and on there as well, anti-seize. Put the nut back on. I think that's 18mm. No, it's 19mm. And then you've got the 5mm Allen key to hold it once you get up to tightness, just to hold that nice and tight, stop it spinning around, and that's it.